pretty good. You may notice the room behind me in the video may have changed just a touch from other videos. If you've watched, I recently came in here and redid the floor. That will be another video for another day. Just figured I'd let you know. This is the room that did have the drum set right back there. It is now no longer there. So, just to give you a quick on that one. So to catch you guys up, so what's going on here is I took the truck down to the dyno. I had a trailer that was locked on, and the buddy that I had it locked on from to borrow had loaned the trailer out to somebody else, and this person failed to give the trailer back when he was supposed to bring it back. So I had a dyno day, or a day to drop my truck off. I had an appointment, and to not miss that, I reached out to another buddy and said, hey man, you know, or actually I reached out to a bunch of people and said, hey, does anybody have a trailer I can borrow? And a buddy of mine said, hey, you can borrow this trailer. So I went and picked up this trailer, and I got it in the dark. It was probably 9 o'clock at night. And when I went to pick up the trailer, I asked him, I said, hey man, are these tires good, you think? And he's like, yeah, I drive the trailer all the time. You know, I pull cars around, whatever. Okay, cool. I didn't think anything about it. So I get the trailer, I pull it back to the house. The next morning when the sun comes up, I get out and I load the truck up on the trailer. It was a lot of fun. I needed a trailer with a winch because I didn't want to crank the truck and run the truck to get it up on the trailer. It was leaking oil from the rear main seal. That's another story. I didn't want to get any more oil out on the ground. It was going to need another rear main seal. I incorrectly installed the rear main seal when I did it on the engine stand. So I paid for that. Live and learn. I now know the correct way to install a rear main seal is not the way that I did it. It is what it is. So with that said, I had a trailer with a winch. I started to winch the truck up on the trailer, and the winch would not pull my truck any further than the back tires touching the trailer. So I got the front completely on, the back tires hit the trailer, and the winch stopped pulling the truck. So I had to let it roll back out, and I wound up the cable on the winch, and then I just fired the truck up and I drove it up on the trailer anyway. Made a little bit of a mess, but whatever. Got it all strapped down. I looked at the tires on the trailer, and lo and behold, they are dry rotted. So I took a picture of the tires, as you can see here, and the this picture here shows one of the tires. It has several cracks around the sidewall. Looks a little sketchy. And then the other tire here is on the rear axle. It's the passenger side rear tire. Took a picture of that one. And I hit up my buddy and said, hey man, these tires look a little bit sketchy. They look like they're ready to go. You might want to consider buying some tires. He said, okay, cool, yeah, I'll get some tires, but I figured they'd be okay. You know, I've borrowed trailers multiple times and it never fails. I have a blowout on a trailer. Every time I borrow a trailer, the tires blow out. I mean, I've bought enough tires now for trailers to have bought my own trailer instead of borrowing trailers every time. So anyway, I hit the road and I make it about 20 minutes up the interstate, and boom, the driver's side rear tire blows. I am in the left lane, the fast lane. I'm coming into Trussville, so I'm going 459 interstate 459 northbound, coming into Trussville and Trussville, Alabama. And while being in the left lane, the left rear tire on this dual axle trailer blows. It pulls me off the road. I'm driving a 2020 Yukon. It pulls me off the road on the left side into the median. My left two tires on the Yukon hit grass, and all I did was, I was doing 70 miles an hour. All I did was take my foot off the gas. I didn't stab the brake pedal to try to stop. The trailer was already fishtailing. It went to the right, to the left, and back to the right, and it was pulling me off the road. So I came off the road into the median. I started coasting. It was kind of a rough, bumpy ride in the grass. I slowly steered back to the right and got it to get back up onto the interstate, the roadway, and not the grass. And then I slowly tried to apply the brakes. The truck went completely to the right lane. I almost sideswiped a car that was in the right lane. They hit the brakes, thank God, and I essentially cut them off and then went straight to the emergency lane on the right side of the road, where I finally was able to get control of the truck and the trailer, and I came to a complete stop. I got out and looked at it, and here's our tire you see here, blown out, shredded. That was a lot of fun. So, made several phone calls, and the plot thickens. I am a mile from the next exit. I called my buddy that I borrowed the trailer from, and he tells me there is a compartment underneath the middle of the truck, and the compartment has a spare tire in it. I would have to unload the truck on the side of the road and access the compartment and then load the truck back up. Well, I knew the winch wasn't going to pull the truck back up on the trailer, so I said, you know what, this is a dual axle trailer. The right rear tire was still on, but in the front axle still had both tires. I'm just going to drive up the shoulder of the road like 5 miles an hour, get off the interstate, and go to the next tire store. So I get on my phone on the shoulder of the road. I start calling tire stores. Walmart doesn't have any 15-inch trailer tires or 15-inch tires at all. Sam's Club does not have any. Tire Engineers, Express Oil, Tire Engineers, they don't have any. There's 2 of those locations nearby. Neither of them have 15-inch tires or trailer tires in stock. This place called Murdoch's Tires in Trussville, they didn't have any 15-inch tires. Finally, this other place called VO Tires, VO Tires, it's in Trussville, they had 5 15-inch tires, car tires, not trailer tires, but 15-inch car tires. And my buddy that owns the trailer said he was cool with throwing car tires on there. Don't have to be trailer tires, so that saved me $400. I went down to VO Tires and I bought 2 tires. It was $209. I just kind of limped the truck down there with the hazard lights turned on. I got 2 brand new tires on the back axle, got the truck back on the road, and I refused to get back on the interstate. The reason why I got 2 tires on the back axle was the back right was also bulging and ready to blow. Not to mention, even if it wasn't blown, the tire size was off by about a 1/4 inch, I guess, on size difference, diameter. I didn't want to have mismatched tire sizes and it be fighting with the other side of the trailer. So I bought 2 tires, put them on the back axle, got 2 new tires on the back axle. I hit the road. I took back roads the rest of the way. It was supposed to be an hour drive up the interstate. I took back roads the rest of the way to TPR Dyno in Performance. And when I got up there, I got the truck unloaded, dropped it off, explained what I needed to get done. I spoke with Levi Tanner. He's the owner down there. He welcomed me with open arms. He knew I was coming down there. Like I said, we had this appointment. I spoke to him when I was running a little bit behind after having a blowout on the trailer. Super accommodating. No big deal. Just get it here safely. Be careful. I don't even know the guy, and he's looking out for me. Super awesome. So I get down there, and here's what we got. Hey, what's up, guys, and welcome back. We are at TPR Performance and Dyno, where the truck is now currently getting a tune done. Let's go inside and see what we got going on with this thing.
there.
Yeah, it's getting up there.
Yeah, we actually saw, it saw 28 degrees of timing.
Okay.
That's about as much as, I mean, I've got a very aggressive timing table in the high octane. If you put low in this on accident, it's got a low octane table for low octane fuel. It will divert timing down and run different octane. You could basically,
Yeah, there won't be any accidents. I'm going to be running 93.
I mean,
so.
The way I'm tuning it right now, if you're not running 93, don't go wide open throttle.
Yeah, I would just, yeah, it's not going to see anything less than 93, so I wouldn't worry about that.
All right. What did it say it made for torque?
We're at 344.43.
Mathematically, it's showing the calculations for at the tire are showing 358 on the computer. So that tells me we're pretty accurate at the dyno. I've got it measuring here in the computer too, mathematically.
All right.
So the mathematics on that is really close. I haven't got that turned on right now.
All right, so finished the dyno runs, took the truck out for drivability, and we made it halfway through our drivability testing, and we lost number 3 cylinder. So pulled it back over to the lot over here where the dyno performance shop is, and Levi pulled out. By the way, Levi Tanner is the owner of TPR Performance and Dyno. So he was riding with me. We were data logging, checking the truck out, make sure everything was going okay. And so I brought the truck back over here. Cylinder number 3 had a misfire. We pulled the plug out, took a look at it. It looked fine, looked great. With brand new spark plugs anyway. Then we went ahead and pulled the plug wire, switched that out with another one. Still had a cylinder misfire number 3. So then we went ahead and switched out the coil pack from number 3 to number 5, and the misfire moved from cylinder 3 to number 5. So we have a bad coil pack. I gave O'Reilly Auto Parts a phone call, and they are currently delivering us a new coil pack so we can complete the rest of our drivability tune, hopefully with no more issues, and I can drive this thing. So fingers crossed. By the way, guys, if anybody is out in the North Alabama area or Birmingham metro area, you know, looking for a tuner or anything like that, Levi Tanner, he's the owner of TPR Dyno and Performance in Attala, Alabama. This guy, hands down, is the best, man. He's super knowledgeable, knows his stuff. Anything that comes up, he knows exactly what to do with it. He's very informative. He keeps me in the loop of everything that's going on. I will be back. Hands down, love this guy. I can't give him a big enough shout out. I'm going to put a link below for his Facebook page. If you have any questions or comments, give him a shout. Let's get this truck put back together. It sounds pretty good. Gotta say, I'm pretty excited about it. It's pretty rowdy when you rev it up, but I gotta say, the Speed Engineering exhaust on this truck, it's got a awful drone. It's an awful drone. I'm gonna have to cut off the mufflers that are on the back. I'm gonna change it to something else because it is just on the road. Anything faster than 30-40 miles an hour, the drone is so bad that you can't bear it inside the truck for any extended period of time. So truck's tuned, it's in the driveway, it's running. Sounds great. I'm gonna get these wires and stuff that are kind of loose and messed up, buttoned up, make them look a little bit better. Yep. So I got a TBSS intake manifold there, and it's just the vent tube is kind of loose here, just hanging out. I need to zip tie up some wires, make sure they're good, they don't get hot. And I got this this tube here. I'm gonna put a cap on that. So for the Cadillac. I'm gonna throw that on there. It sounds good, but I don't want to rev it up, make my neighbors angry. Have a little bit of respect, so I'll take it easy and not be obnoxious today. So anyway, more to come on the truck. All right, so quick little update here. After 2 days of having the truck in my possession, back from the tuner, the X-Link harness, which connected into the throttle body right there, the X-Link harness died. It had issues. It kept throwing a reduced engine power code, and the truck would not run. So here's our TBSS throttle body. I have removed it, and I purchased a 3-bolt adapter plate, which is now installed, and I have the factory throttle body reinstalled back on the truck. So I ended up having to take the truck back to the tuner to get retuned again, and dropped it off. So to catch up on what all happened with the tuner, Levi Tanner was my tuner that you saw in the clips a few minutes ago. I went to the beach and I dropped off my truck with him to get it tuned. And about 3 days after I dropped it off with him, we were texting back and forth. He said he was coming down with something. He was a little bit sick, wasn't feeling too well. You know, I checked in on him, you know, about 3 or 4 days later to see how he was doing. The last text I got from him was that his body was hurting real bad and he wasn't feeling too well. Didn't sound too good. So a couple weeks goes by and I had zero contact from Levi, and I was concerned about him, but I mean, as any vehicle owner, you know, should be, they want to know what's going on with their vehicle. It's about an hour drive to his shop from my house. So essentially, after zero contact for a couple weeks, I had it in my head that, because Levi is such a great guy, such a cool guy, I had it in my head that he was genuinely sick and he was probably still in the hospital and didn't have his cell phone with him, so he wasn't responding. So I make a trip up to his shop on a Friday, and I was going to go check on my truck, and when I got there, the shop was closed up, which confirmed my thoughts of him still being in the hospital or whatever, and everything being exactly what I thought it was. I go back home, you know, I get on Facebook and I start searching for relatives. I wanted to check on him. There was no Facebook status updates. There was no shop updates. There was nothing. There was no read receipts on his cell phone, nothing. So I check his Facebook page and I saw that he was married. I reached out to his wife, sent her a message on Messenger. She asked me to call her, so I did. And she informed me that he was on the ventilator in ICU with COVID, and it didn't look good. I told her, don't worry about it. I said, you know, it's cool. Just, you know, take care of him. My truck should be the least of anybody's worries. I mean, I know it's my truck, and yeah, I needed it back. But at the same time, it was like, I mean, this guy's on a ventilator in ICU. So I let it ride for another 2 weeks. And then I reached out to his wife again and asked her if she'd have any issues with me picking up my truck. So I had already paid Levi, you know, for the services that he was offering, and I essentially didn't have a finished job. But I wasn't too concerned about telling his wife that she owed me the money. I picked up my truck and I took it to Gen 3 Performance, which is up in Rainbow City, Alabama. So I dropped off my truck at Gen 3 Performance, and the next day I got a message from Levi's wife saying that Levi had passed. So yeah, it's awful, considering I just gave him a shout out. I mean, I just said, you know, hey, come give this guy your business. He's a great guy. You know, I chimed in on his Facebook page, and you know, I hate it. It's awful. It's been a couple weeks since then now. This has been about 3 weeks ago, and I'm just now making this video, or trying to wrap up my video. And I just want to say that this is, you know, it's awkward to give him a shout out in the video and then him not be here when the video is actually produced. So, you know, rest in peace, Levi Tanner. You know, man, great guy. The world lost a great guy. We hit it off. We had a great relationship in the 6 weeks that I knew him. I wish I had known him longer, but you know, unfortunately, I didn't get the opportunity to, so I missed out. It's my loss. Hey, God had a bigger plan for him. So that is what it is. So I've moved on with the truck. Gen 3 Performance tuned it up in Rainbow City. I just got it back. According to the mass airflow, the motor should be making over 500 horsepower. It's pretty peppy. It runs great. It's good. No issues at all. I'm a happy guy. It's getting dark now. I just got it back home. I took it for an hour. You know, it's an hour drive home. So I just now got it back here in the driveway. I guess I'll let you guys check it out here in a little bit. I'll maybe the next day or two, I'll take it out and do a quick little maybe a flyby clip or a burnout video or something like that. So you know what, I'll just go ahead and do it, and yeah, it'll all be in the same video clip. So let's check it out and see what the truck's got. All right, let's see what it's got. Down. Looks like it lays rubber. Dang. Woo-wee. The only dashboard light that's still on is that seatbelt light. That never goes off. Truck runs great. It's rowdy. Kill that switch real quick. All right, so like I said, truck sounds really good. I'm super impressed with it. We definitely broke the 500 horsepower mark. For a naturally aspirated 6.0 without diving into the bottom end, it's pretty good. I had to do the burnout on my street. This is a private road in a gated community. Before I did it, just quick little disclaimer, I did reach out to all my neighbors to make sure I wasn't going to piss anybody off. I didn't want to do that. And being private property, doing a burnout, I'm not too worried about any law enforcement issues. So with that said, you know, I didn't get down too hard on it pulling out on the main road out here. You know, I'm not trying to create any issues. So, truck runs good, sounds good, performs great. No issues as of right now that I'm aware of. I'm very satisfied with the swap. Guys, thank you so much for watching the video. If you're new to the channel, be sure to click that like button and consider subscribing so you can be notified of future content being released. If you got a question or a comment, drop that down below and I'll get back to you as soon as I possibly can. You're watching DIY Dozier. Share the knowledge, share the passion, share the skill, and as always, do it yourself.